You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your Y&R episode info for Monday, July 24th. And all I can say is Phyllis is effed. I'm not going to actually say the F word, but by the end of this episode, you'll see why she is royally and sideways effed. All right. So first we want to talk about Ashley and Tucker. They head over to the Chancellor Mansion with some housewarming gifts for Devon and Abby. And Abby mentions that she has a little bit of guilt about, bringing the guy that she cheated with to live in the house of the husband she cheated on. Can it get more awkward? Although, it was Chancellor's suggestion. But she says she's happy. She's moving on from it. And it's just okay. So Tucker says he's real happy to be in Kay Chancellor's house, his mom's house. And they tell Devon and Abby about their ASAP wedding plans. They are going to get married in 3 weeks, and Ashley's calling it love. All right, I'm going to tell you more about the episode, but hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. If you click the bell, you'll get a notification when there's a new video. So Abby is very worried, but Tucker promises her that he will never hurt her mom again. I don't have a crystal ball, but Tucker's lying. That's all I'm going to say. He's going to bang somebody else. He is atrocious. And gosh, I love Trevor St John. He is so much fun. I hope he boinks his way through all the ladies in Genoa City. Devon's kind of scoffing about Tucker's promise, about his dad's promise not to hurt Ashley, but we'll see. Ashley decides to, just live with this, and Abby invites them to get married and have it at the Chancellor Mansion. So she's going to throw the wedding. And then after Tucker and Ashley leave, Devon and Abby sit down, they talk some more about that marriage, and then they talk about getting married to each other. And it seems like they are both excited about that possibility. All right, over at the GCAC, we have got Phyllis Summers meeting with her lawyer, Heather Stevens. And Heather tells her that Christine is not going to drop the charges. And Philip's attitude is, yeah, but I've got a witness. I've got this EMT. And he says it was all self-defense. And Heather says that's too bad because Cricket is going to try and push this thing to a trial. Then Phyllis pushes Heather and says she wants the EMT Carson in witness protection. Because first she tries to say she thinks Christine could try to tamper with the witness, but then she decides to tell her a little sliver of truth after Heather reminds her that they have client-attorney privilege and she can confess things to her. So Phyllis spills a very slanted version of the truth. She says that Tucker found the guy and is blackmailing her because he's the one who found the guy and is kind of running him. So Phyllis does lie to Heather when she insists that the guy is a witness that can completely exonerate her and he is a real witness to the crime. He's not. He's an accomplice who's been paid. He didn't see what happened between her and Jeremy, so anything he says on that is a flat out lie. So she tells Heather that Tucker wants her to destroy Diane, and that's why she wants him in protective custody. Phyllis is swearing she's going to make amends to everybody. All right, over at Jabot, we've got Diane and Jack and Billy. They are discussing Ashley trying to take the patents and that there's a loophole that might allow it. Jack was trying to find stuff out in New York, and now he's back in town. Billy still thinks that Diane should resign because he thinks that'll just kind of take the wind out of Ashley's angry sails. Diane, at first she said no to Billy, but this time she's like, all right, I'll resign. This is crazy. But Jack kind of flies into this little fit and he goes, no, we're not going to back down. So then Jack and Diane head home. They're making out on the sofa while having cocktails. And Jack brings up Phyllis. And Diane's like, well, there's somebody else who hates me. And they talk about the witness that supposedly is going to exonerate her. They don't buy it, and they think it's kind of that Phyllis is not going to face any consequences basically for her actions. But Diane is also kind of too tired to deal with this, she says, because she's got the drama with Ashley. So she just doesn't need this crap with Phyllis. So they do talk about worrying about Kyle and Summer, and then Ashley comes in, and Ashley is in an absolute rage, and Diane just says, you know what, I resign. But Jack again says no. And then Tucker comes in. He stopped by the GCAC. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And he kind of joins in the back and forth. And Diane is just done with this. She says, I'm out. She is just not going to let Jack sacrifice from her. And she just decides, that's it. I'm done. All right. So, as Jack and Diane had left Billy at the office, he then trotted over to the GCAC. And he overheard Phyllis saying that she's going to change, and he says that'd be something to see. And then Phyllis brags to him about her witness and basically about she's going to be exonerated, and he says, good luck, walks away. So while some of this is happening, Tucker has shown up. Obviously, he left the Chancellor Mansion and has come to the GCAC, and he's lurking in some plants and behind around a corner, just being, weird Tucker. So he follows Heather out when she walks away from Phyllis, and then Billy circles back around to chat to Phyllis, who is alone. And she's hoping that he is going to kind of let this scheme she pulled slide because he is being nice to Diane. So she thinks she should get the same deal. So Phyllis swears that she is going to be better, and she feels really bad about what everybody went through. And she asks him how Jack and Kyle reacted to the news that she actually turned herself in. Like, she's looking for credit for this. And Billy says Diane isn't happy, and Jack doesn't buy it. All right, we have one huge thing to share with you, and this is the tidbit that tells you how effed that Phyllis is. I'm circling back around to how I started the video. This is the tidbit that you have been waiting for. If you have not already, though, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless videos. Click the bell if you want to get a notification when one is ready. If you enjoyed this episode update, we'd love it if you'd click like. All right. So Billy has walked away. Phyllis is alone at the table. Heather comes back, and actually, I think she interrupts them at the table, but she's got big news for Phyllis. Carson, the EMT, has disappeared. The star witness is gone. If he doesn't turn back up, Phyllis is royally screwed. So, as I said at the beginning, things are not going well for Phyllis. She is royally effed. And that looks like how it's going to be. We will find out more next week, but thank you for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.